Hi guys, in this video we'll have a look at different methods of payment. Okay, let's have a look at debit cards. So when you make a purchase with a debit card through EFTPOS, which is an electronic funds transfer at point of sales, you are actually getting money from your own account that's transferred electronically to the store so you can purchase that item. Now, credit card's a little bit different. It kind of works the same way, except the difference is you do not have that transaction with your own money. It's actually the bank's money. So you're like borrowing money. So you're purchasing that specific item with someone else's money. Now, when you make that purchase, you have a 55-day free period, so you don't have any interest charged on that. Once that is up, it's a fairly high interest rate, and that interest is charged daily. Because it's charged daily and that interest rate is given to you per annum, you need to divide it by 365 to get the interest rate per day. The balance at the end of each day is determined, and the daily balances are added up and divided by the number of days to get the average daily balance. And the average daily balance is multiplied by the daily interest rate, then multiplied by the number of days to get the interest paid. This interest is then added to the next statement. Okay, other methods of payment. So a deferred payment is usually to repay tertiary education fees, so university degrees, or even TAFE fees, and it's called HEX Help, which is an Australian government scheme to assist eligible students. So if you go to university, you don't have to pay for your course up front. You'll end up paying a little bit each time when you get paid when you actually get a full-time job. Now, a check's not really used too frequent in these days because we have either cash, we've got credit cards, we've got debit cards, etc. So we don't use checks too often, but to use a check, you write out who you're going to pay it to with the amount of money, and you give it to that person. They then have to cash it in, and I think there's a couple of dollar fees that goes with it. So there's your check there. And lay-by is a method whereby amounts are paid to a store and the item is taken when the item is completely paid off. So you might have to pay a 10% deposit, and then later on, if you pay the remaining balance, the 90%, you can pick up the item or whatever the store agrees to. Okay, buying on terms is where you pay a deposit and then you pay regular payments after that, maybe per month. You have a free period or interest-free period. Sometimes it's 6 months, sometimes it's a year. But then when you calculate the total amount paid back, it's going to be a lot higher than the original price, and that's all due to interest. Buy now and pay later is quite similar to buying on terms, except you can make a large repayment at the end of the month. There's also an interest-free period, but the interest is charged at a high rate. And just be careful with fees and charges. So just say you are with a particular bank. If you use another ATM, another branch's ATM, you do get charged a few dollars. And if you're not careful, they do tally up pretty quickly. Your bank also might charge you a card fee or an account fee, so inquire with your bank and discuss possible ways to maybe waive those fees. Okay, our first example, Craig's bank charges him $4 each month to keep his account, and these are the conditions: 60 cents for a withdrawal at his own ATM branch, $2.50 if he withdraws money from another bank, 85 cents for FPOS transactions, and 35 cents for transferring money online. Now these are the conditions. We've got 4 withdrawals from his own bank. We've got 7 withdrawals from another bank, 9 FPOS transactions, and 5 online transfers. So just by looking at your conditions and working that out, and then you have to calculate the total, so you have to add it all up. Okay, so the first one, 4 withdrawals, 4 multiplied by the amount of a withdrawal, which was 60 cents. Then we've got 7 lots of $2.50, 9 lots of 85 cents, and 5 online payments of 35 cents each, plus his $4 monthly fee. So how much does he pay for the month? Add up those amounts and you get your total. So the total fees will be $33.30 for that month. Okay, example 2. Danielle has a credit card with an annual percentage rate of 19.5% interest and an interest-free period of 55 days. He has received a statement for the period of 27th of August to the 26th of September, and if the average daily balance is $3,215, calculate the interest that will be payable if he does not pay the account in full by the due date. Okay, so the interest is equal to, like simple interest, PRT. Interest rate is divided by the number of days. I'm going to show you 2 ways. This question I'll do it in decimal form, and the following question I'll do it in fractional form, just to show you can do it 2 ways. Now if you do 0.195, so that as a decimal, 0.195 divided by 365, there is your interest as a decimal, interest rate. And we've got, between those 2 dates, we've got 31 days inclusive, and the principal is $3,215. Substitute your value, and then I've got a rounding because you got money in dollars and cents to 2 decimal places, so that's $53.25. Okay, example 3. Matthew wishes to purchase a curved screen LCD television for $4,600, must be a pretty good one, but does not have the money to pay for it. Okay, so the store will offer him 12 months interest free, and then he has to pay a minimum repayment of 4%, $20 upfront application fee, and then each month there's an account fee of $4.95. So how much will Matthew pay in fees over 12 months? So each month it's $4.95, and we want 12 months, so $4.95 times 12. There's an upfront fee of $20, so then that works out to be $79.40. Part B, if he only makes the minimum repayments, how long will Matthew have paid off the cost of the TV after 12 months? So 4% is the condition here, so 4% of the cost. That's the minimum repayment, which works out to be $184 per month. And if you multiply that by 12, because there's 12 months in that time period, he has paid $2,208 after the first year. Okay, if Matthew does not pay the remainder of the costs at the end of 12 months, he'll be charged 30% interest until it's paid off. Calculate the interest that will be charged after the 13th month. Okay, so the amount of money, so it's $4,600, take away how much he's paid after 1 year. So that is the amount owing, that's the balance. The interest rate is 0.3 divided by 365. I'm going to express it as a fraction. So So in the previous question, I actually did 0.3 divided by 365, and I got a long decimal answer. Now I've just left it as a fraction, just to do the calculation a little bit quicker. Okay, and the time is 30, because this is going to be 30. Okay, so using your calculator, multiplying across, so you got your principal, you got your rate, and you got your time. So there's 30, we're assuming that there's 30 days in a month, and we're calculating the interest that will be charged after the 13th month. So that's the amount of money, well, that's the balance. There's the interest rate, and we'll assume that there's 30 days in that month. So after the 13th month, the interest is $58.98. Okay guys, thanks for watching the video.